All right, guys, welcome back into another props video, touching on the top props for your Flex Friday slip. Let's go ahead and get into it. First, just a quick recap from yesterday's NFL slip. It chalked, okay? That sucked. It's going to happen. Game did not go as Vegas expected, thus the slips I was on did not go as expected. Marvin Jones fumbled inside the red zone. There was a pick six. And for a game that was supposed to be 11.5 points higher scoring, with the Lions not winning, it makes sense why this slip ended up chalking. You know, we had our two best EV bets on the slip. ASB was another one you could have tossed in there as well. It happens, but it happened because the game did not go as Vegas expected it would, where the Lions would be trailing from behind. And now I think this is obvious to say, but that's going to happen on those single game type of entry. But looking at this one, we're going to have a bunch of props to pull in on. So it's going to be Flex Friday. And for those of you guys that don't know what Flex Friday is, it's literally place any flex entry today up to $20. So you always do $20. And if it loses, you get your money back. And so it's only going to be available for players that are today as well. Okay, so that's the slips I'm going to be making for you guys today. So looking at right now, we have two really good hitting fantasy score props between Corey Seager and also Freddie Freeman. Now, lately, guys, there's been three really good hitting fantasy score props per day, and they've literally been going 2 for 3 for the past 5 days, which has been kind of tilting to me because in some situations it's been 0.5 off, or a player gets walked instead of a hit, so it's not a push. It's just been tilting in that regard. But nice to see that, yes, 2 out of 3 times, about 66% of the time, they are hitting, which is obviously a great rate. So right now we got Corey Seager and Freddie Freeman. If you guys want to toss in Paul Goldschmidt in there as well, you could. Also like the fact that Juan Soto, when we look at his hitting fantasy score prop, the over is set at -152. So obviously likely to get the over his Vegas line at 8.34, which is still going to be more than the 7 line that we are getting there. I personally think we could almost run out a very good stack here with just these 5 and use that for our Flex Fridays. I feel pretty good about those ones. And just randomly, guys, Cody Bellinger, quietly in the MVP conversation, very low number for him today as well, but I'm not messing with that. Just found that number to be low. And so I just want to look at the run totals of these ones as well. So we got Freddie Freeman, LA versus Washington. Now I'm using the Odds Jam sportsbook screen. This tells you basically the expectations for all the sports books for that game. So we can see this is going to be a higher scoring game. On average, it's a 9.5 run total. So I like that. That means it's going to be a higher scoring baseball game. Thus, it makes sense that we want to be targeting that game. And now we look at this game between Texas and Oakland with Corey Seager, that being the prop that we want to be in on. Not exactly a high scoring baseball game at 8.5. It's kind of unfortunate. So maybe the stack that I like with Marcus Semien here, we don't toss him there. Now, he just had a freaking awesome game against Houston. Kind of expect him to cool off, and we can see been very good, really, his last 5 games. 7 for hitting fantasy score is good. And then for what it's worth, let's see which ones we want to be going in on the most potentially. We got 9.5 for that Dodgers game. We got 10.2 for Boston versus Baltimore. So if you guys are looking for some hitting fantasy score props there, you could, or maybe hits, runs, RBIs. That would not be a terrible one there as well. But to me, the best takeaway is we're just loading up on these 3, definitely these 2, and maybe you could potentially toss in Paul Goldschmidt there as well. If you guys are really trying to do a Flex Friday slip, maybe 4, you could toss those ones in there. Let's go ahead and take a peek at some other MLB prop. All right, so looking at it right now, guys, just sorting by MLB as the sports here on the 9-to-5 cheat sheet. We're going to see we're not getting too many good EV bets. Remember, we always want to be searching for prop line difference the over percent to be over 54%. We're not getting that, but we do see that Casey Smith, hit runs RBIs, if we look at his project to get over it by 1, not terrible. We have another one with Jose Altuve as well. About a 53% chance for those both to hit, where, their hits, runs, RBIs are significantly higher than the number that we're getting. And that's kind of it for MLB. Let's go ahead and check out some other sports that we have. So WNBA right now, we are getting a decent one here with Kelsey Mitchell. The PrizePicks line is set at 17.5, project to get 19.9. 54% chance for that one to hit. I like that one. That's probably going to be one I would toss in there to a Flex Friday slip. Remember, we're just trying to chase the good EV bets. We know in the long term that's going to pay off. No other really good bets that are standing out. Let's just sort by prop line difference between Underdog and PrizePicks, seeing if we're getting any sort of edge there. Interesting. Alyssa Thomas for points. Underdog has it set at 16.5. PrizePicks has it set at 15.5. Just kind of interesting there. Not something I would go crazy with. And then just curious prop line difference between Vegas and PrizePicks. Wow, this one's very interesting here. The Wana here, Vegas has her points set at 18.5. She's projected, and for what it's worth, guys, the WNBA projections always seem to be a little bit more aggressive than what actually ends up occurring. Just as an FYI, but PrizePicks has said 16.5. That is a pretty good one. That is probably one we want to be going in on. So for WNBA, we see Kelsey Mitchell as one that we want to be going in on for the over, and it's kind of crazy. Like when she does get the over, she crushes. And guys, I hate tossing out ones like this because I'm pretty sure that this is going to get adjusted throughout the day. But if it doesn't, obviously we want to be attacking it. And that's kind of the beauty of the cheat sheet here, is that it's going to be updating throughout the day for you guys. And then just real quickly, I'm searching for any other good props that we might have available on this slate. We are getting a couple of NCAA props that we could roll with for past INTs. Maybe Mitch gets an INT, maybe Luke gets an INT. You could roll with those two if you guys want to. And that's kind of it for really good props that we are getting. So then the last step that we have here is let's go and take a peek at the discrepancy. And to me, guys, like we don't really need to be going in on these ones at all. Not too big of an edge. So I feel like we have kind of the slip built out that we want to. I do just real quickly want to take a peek here at the odds jam optimizer as well, just seeing which ones they have out there. I don't really like rolling with these like pitching based props, like pitches thrown. You could roll with that though. It has a really good likelihood to hit, favoring the over there. So they're pretty much saying that, and this doesn't correlate with some of those props that we were looking at for Marcus and also Corey Seager there, where we're doing the over hitting fantasy score prop. That doesn't really correlate well. So if you guys are trusting this, you're not rolling with those other ones. I like rolling with the hitting fantasy score props. Looking at right now, Pat Bryant for over 3 receptions, about a 58% chance for that one to hit. Not a terrible one. You could definitely roll with that one if you guys wanted to. Some of the sportsbook lines have it set at 3.5. Tua passing yards, not terrible there. And we're getting some NFL props. I already mentioned like Keenan Allen in a different video. I like his receptions prop that we are getting for the over there as well. Tyreek Hill, not terrible one there. But these ones are all starting to get like decent. These are all fine. I like these ones. And then we do see Diwana there as well for her points one. That's a really good one that we are getting. 55% chance for that one to hit. So if you guys want access to this as well, I have a link in the description below. You use my promo code 925, the number is spelled out. They'll give you guys 25% off as well. Just a different type of tool where they're pulling in a lot of props based off of the DFS props boards like Thrive, Underdog, and also the sports books. But let's go ahead and get into the bet of the day. And just a reminder to you guys, if you are making the slips, they need to be on games that are today. So not really looking at those NFL props. So looking at it, Kelsey Mitchell and Diwana, I don't like doing WNBA props, guys. Like in the long term, they hit at their expected rate, but when they miss, it's just like a bad miss. And then we are rolling with the 3 best hitting fantasy score props that we have on the slate. Now the 2 best ones are going to be these 2. Like I'm rolling with these on a separate slip that I'm pretty aggressive with on the day. And then because I kind of want some action to college football tonight, this is one of the best props available on that odds jam optimizer as well. So I'm going to be rolling with that one as well. That's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage. If you did, make sure to give a like and subscribe. If you guys want access to my cheat sheet or that optimizer, links are in the description below. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.